Hi, I'm Jymi Cliche. I'm a writer and an artist, and I used to rap, but I've stopped rapping. And someday I'd like to make movies, but I haven't started that yet. I've done a little bit of screenwriting. I just wrote three books this past year. The first one is called Good Catholic Kids, but it is not a Christian genre book. It would be rated R as a movie. It's a LGBT coming of age story that's set in a real it's based on a true story that was set on a cross country road trip from Massachusetts to Colorado to see the Pope in 1993 out in the desert in Colorado. I took a cross country road trip with a youth group when I was 14 years old, and this character that I've written is based on me as a teenager. I'm transgender, so this character Ren, or Karen is her name in the Good Catholic Kids, and by the time she's gotten to the next book, which is the same character but a very different story, called Inpatient, she starts going by the name Ren, but she's still using female pronouns. I shouldn't say that. I mean, like she, her pronouns. Pronouns are not female or male or whatever. Everyone can use whatever they want for whatever they prefer. But I just this character uses she, her pronouns at this point because, well, she doesn't really know anything about like non-binary or any of that kind of stuff yet, because it's the 90s and it wasn't really known that much. I mean, people were questioning those things. This character is intersex like myself as well, and I didn't really know that at the time. I didn't find out until my 20s, but I've worked it into the story, the second story called Inpatient. I have Ren finding out that they were born intersex, and I've just been, this story goes from the first one. The second one that takes place in a psych ward. The third one takes place in an alternative high school, but it follows Ren's journey, and which is very similar to my journey, but it's been changed and fictionalized, so it's really not my story at all. If you want to know what my real story is, I have another book called I Write the System to Fight the System, so I might write the system. Or you can just say I write the system, like WRITE, like write. And yeah, so I Write the System by Jymi Cliche is my autobiography where you can learn the real story, but I've fictionalized it, and my fiction stories are a lot more fun. They're, my autobiography is an autobiography. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not really a story with a beginning, middle, and end with like a really exciting characters that you get to know and things like that. It's really my whole lifetime. It's hard to make that kind of like a fun, like exciting story, but it is like, people still said that I've had people say that they read the whole thing in 2 days and they couldn't put it down. And then there's other people that struggle to get through it, especially people who have had trauma, because there's a lot of trauma in the I Write the System. It's kind of about how I got like my CPTSD, complex PTSD, and how I spent my 20 years of my life in and out of psych wards. But that's why I wrote this new book that I'm about to release, Inpatient, is about my very first hospitalization when I was 15 years old, and it's based on that. And I am also, I do a lot of other things, and I do art. I have art hanging at the out of the Blue Gallery in Somerville, and sometimes at the Middle East nightclub in Cambridge. I've performed there, but I stopped performing mostly. I've had too much anxiety, which I'm getting at the moment. That's why I'm all like, eh. but I get like intrusive thoughts, and they can get in the way of um, my performing, and so I just haven't done that much, and I don't really make videos very often, but I thought I would just give this a try and tell you a little bit about my books. Like, who are reading them are liking them, and that's mostly been like LGBT people, especially with Good Catholic Kids. But there have been a couple of people that were actually just grew up Catholic and related to it for that reason. They're not, I don't think, Catholic anymore, but they relate to the story and the realness of that. It's not a religious story, but I've been affected by religion in many ways, and growing up in a Catholic area and everything, and in Boston, where I'm from. I don't have a strong Boston accent anymore, but I did as a kid. I used to take acting lessons, and I kind of learned to get rid of my accent, but I have it here and there a little bit, but it's not strong like, Maki Mak or whatever. I put my accents, I write the accents into some of the characters in my stories. If you read it, it looks like it's spelled wrong, but then if you figure out that it's actually written to sound like a Boston accent. Not all of my characters have them, because not all people from Boston have accents, but some of the characters do, and that adds to a little bit of the fun sometimes. Some people have said that they really can hear it and appreciate, like, yeah, that sounded so realistic. And so I'm just taking my time through. I just finished the new book, the New Horizons School, and that was just my first draft, so I'm gonna keep working on that, and getting Inpatient ready to go. But if you're interested in Good Catholic Kids, which is the first of Ren's stories that in the series so far, it doesn't have to be read in order, but I guess it would be best to be read in order, but you don't have to. Like, you can still enjoy Inpatient if you never read Good Catholic Kids. And same with the New Horizons. You can read it without having read the others, but if you read them in order, you probably get to know the characters more and get to like them and everything. So, mostly the main character, Ren, because some of the characters change. A lot of them change through the books, but you can get Good Catholic Kids on Amazon, and my name is Jymi Cliche, JYMICLICHE, and yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I hope you have a good holiday. Thanks, peace.